If your ROAS is plateaued and your first instinct is to increase budgets or targets, that's usually the wrong move. In most accounts I look at, the issue actually isn't budgets at all. It's where the money is leaking. Hi guys, I'm Tim from Launchpresso, and I help Shopify store owners and e-commerce brands set up and scale from 6 to 7 figures and beyond with digital ads. And today I want to show you how to increase your ROAS without increasing your budget. And this applies whether you're running search, shopping, display, Performance Max, you name it. I'll use Performance Max as an example in a few places, mainly because it bundles everything into one place and it makes it easier to spot. But the principles here are universal. And just one quick note before we get into it, if you want to see more on how we approach this, or what we can do to help, I'll leave a link to the Launchpresso website below where you can get in touch with me. So the goal here isn't to spend more money. Higher ROAS doesn't necessarily come from spending more. It comes from increasing revenue per click or conversion and cutting wasted spend. Most of the time, we're reallocating budget away from low value traffic into high intent, more profitable clicks, and making sure that the ROAS you actually see is real. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. When people talk about ROAS, they usually focus on this top level number here, but that hides a lot. So whether this is search, shopping, or Performance Max, I want to see where the actual revenue is coming from and where the budget is being wasted. So when you have a look under the hood, the first fix is almost always to go about cutting wasted ad spend. So in search and shopping, that's usually first the search terms. And you can come into that under insights and under search terms. From here, you can take a look at the search terms, take a look at the conversion columns, the ROAS itself, and determine which search terms are irrelevant and wasting ad spend. From here, you can check the ones that have a lot of clicks and no conversions, and you can add them as a negative keyword. You can add them in as at the ad group level, campaign level, with the different negative keyword match types. That could be exact match, phrase match, or broad match, and then you would save. And coming back to the all campaigns dashboard, and in Performance Max, it's often placements, low intent queries, and over exploration. For now, the best way to find where placements are in your campaigns is to click inside a campaign, then come under channel performance and come down to here it says Google Display Network, and hover over this, it says see where people saw your ads. Because unfortunately, where ads are shown here under placements, you will not see any of your placements. So under channel performance, when you do hover here and click see where ads are shown, you have a clearer picture of where the placements are. And just for the last 7-day period, we've had over 7,296 placements. Most of them are Google owned and operated because we have optimized these campaigns fairly well. So this is showing on other Google owned properties like YouTube. But with all these other placements where display ads are being shown, you can export this list and determine whether these placements are low quality or not. And then you can come to audiences, keywords, and content. Under content, you can scroll down from here and add an exclusion here. One big tip is to block all apps and games where ads are going to be shown. Most of the time that is very low quality traffic and you want to exclude those. Now in Performance Max, Google does use broad terms, but sometimes they sound relevant, but actually they don't convert and can be one of the biggest leaks. So clicking back inside the Performance Max campaign and coming under search terms here on the left, again you can scroll through the report, determine which search terms are irrelevant or aren't converting in general. Again, you can check the box on the search terms that are irrelevant or underperforming and then add them as a negative keyword here as I showed before. Now pausing low performing ads or keywords or excluding certain search terms or placements doesn't sound very exciting, but often it's the fastest way to lift the ROAS without increasing the budget. Once that waste is under control, the next step is tightening targeting and structure. A lot of accounts mix it all together and put it all in one campaign type as a catch-all. Everything from brand, non-brand, high margin, low margin products, cold traffic, and returning users. That makes it very hard to intentionally push budget to what actually works. Separating campaigns by intent and profitability gives you leverage. High intent searches, brand traffic, and best-selling products deserve priority. Lower intent or low margin traffic shouldn't be competing for the same budget. And the same idea applies to audiences. Excluding low value segments, leaning into remarketing and customer lists, and focusing on users who have already shown intent all improve traffic quality without increasing spend. And with certain campaign types, even ad scheduling can help because it helps you exclude out hours where conversions aren't happening. None of this works if the site itself is a bottleneck. Improving ROAS isn't just an ads problem. Faster load times, better mobile experience, removing friction points, and making sure the landing page matches the ad message all increase the revenue per click. Even a small conversion rate lift of 0.5 to 1% can exponentially move the ROAS more than any bidding change. If you're testing changes with your ad copy to match the landing pages or your website, keep it simple. Headlines, offers, and your call to action. Small controlled tests add up quickly. Next is tracking, which is especially important if you're using automated bidding strategies like target ROAS or maximize conversion value. Smart bidding only works when data is stable and accurate and you've got more than 30 conversions within a 30-day period in the account. Purchase values need to be correct. Enhanced conversions should be set up and revenue shouldn't be under or over reported. I've seen plenty of accounts where ROAS improves almost instantly once tracking is fixed. Performance didn't suddenly change, but reporting just became honest. With data-driven attribution now being the default, any gaps or inaccuracies in your conversion data directly affect your Google bids, not just how ROAS is reported. And when it comes to bidding, this is where patience matters. Target ROAS and maximize conversion value works best when there's enough data. And as I just mentioned, 30 or more conversions per month, and when targets reflect real margins. Setting ROAS too high, too quickly, quite often throttles traffic and hurts performance instead of improving it. And if Google's smart bidding can't find buyers at the higher ROAS that you set, it can even bring spending to a grinding halt. Small adjustments and consistency beat aggressive changes every time. And give it some time for those adjustments to materialize. Making bidding and budget changes too frequently kicks the smart bidding back into learning mode, which also can hinder results. And after that, it's about maintaining gains. A simple weekly routine goes a long way. Review search terms, pause losers, add negative keywords, shift budgets towards what's working, and refresh creatives that start to fatigue. For big changes, using experiments lets you test safely without risking the whole account. So the main takeaway here is that increasing ROAS without increasing your budget is mostly about discipline, making data-driven decisions and knowing when to increase conversions first. Cleaner data, tighter focus, and fewer distractions, not more spend, and not consistently reacting to short-term noise. Now, this is only just scratching the surface when it comes to increasing your ROAS. If you prefer to have an expert handle this for you to get exceptional results, you can click the link below in the description and book a call with me through Launchpresso. We'll look at where your ROAS is actually leaking and offer solutions to plug those holes. And if this helped clarify how to think about your ROAS in your Google Ads, hit subscribe for more practical, real-world walkthroughs. I'll see you in the next one.